The experiences were very different in different parts of the country. The South probably was the most difficult, even though there were challenges and problems in other parts of the country as well. But going down south, I remember this one time that I would call through thinking that we could stay wherever. You could just call and make a reservation. I thought if you made a reservation and they're available, you could stay there. Wrong. You could stay there maybe in 10 years or 20 years from that point, but not then. So we would arrive, there weren't any cell phones at that time. So what you do, you'd call ahead, maybe we'd arrive 3, maybe 4 hours later, and you'd get there, and it'd be usually one or two, usually not just one, it would be two gentlemen, or men, I should say, not gentlemen, they were men, sitting by the front desk, and each one had a rifle. And as I was explaining more and more, because they said, we're booked, I said, well, I just called, and and they're like, we're booked. And I'm like, and as they're saying we're booked, they take the rifle and cock it, like, letting you know that they're ready to shoot at any point. So it's best that you get out of there. No need to try to keep explaining or, like, oh, well, I thought. No thinking, you better get out of there, or you don't know what's going to happen. Because one of the hardest times for me and for Bobby is we were in the back of the car. By this time, we were in a station wagon. And as we're going through these roads down south, there's this, it's really dark and gloomy, and the other guys are asleep, and I don't know what the driver was doing at the time. I think Smokey may have been driving. And as we are going down this long road that's dark and dim and trees hanging over and the whole thing, the one thing that we saw, there was a guy hanging from a tree. And I don't know how long he had been there, but all I know is we got out of there. Because I'd never seen that. You know how you hear about it? But to actually see a person hanging from a tree with the noose around their neck is something that you never, ever forget. You don't know what happened, why, did he do anything, or was it just that someone decided that he didn't deserve to live, or just for no reason, that had killed him. And so it's something that I've thought about for years, like, who was that? Because that was somebody's brother, child, cousin, nephew, godchild, and maybe they didn't even know. Maybe they was just traveling through and something happened and they never got an opportunity to know what actually happened to that individual, And it was many times that going along, as we keep on going, because we still stuck with each other as a group. We wanted to make it. We tried hard. We tried to do our best in terms of being the best, not only the best singers that we could be, but the best people that we could be, to be courteous and kind to folks and not, do cursing and any of that stuff. Just really try to be a good person as well as a citizen, And one of those dates that we did, that by this time we're now the Motown Review. So we're traveling, and we get to one of the cities in the South. And as we're there, many times when you had playing the southern states, the audience would be divided. Sometimes whites on the top, blacks on the bottom, or vice versa. Or you could be on one floor, and it would be a rope divided down the middle. Whites on one side, blacks on the other side, and police officers with billy clubs and guns if you happen to cross over the rope. And the kids are not like older people. They like each other. If you just put babies together, they're not concerned about if you're white or black or yellow or whatever color you may be, or if you only have one eye or one leg or whatever. They just all love each other because they're people and they're kids. They, and they'll play together. So if sometimes the adults would just stay out of it, the kids could go on and everybody could be happier and enjoy their lives. This one particular time, Smokey said, I am tired of just going out here. These kids, they try to cross over, they want to dance together, they want to be together, and we can't, I can't stand the fact that we're singing to both audiences, and we're singing to them, and they can't even really fully enjoy the whole experience. So he told the people, if in fact you don't take that rope down, we will not be performing. Now, mind you, that was a bold statement, but it was also a scary one because we didn't know what was going to happen. Mind you, we didn't have guns. They did, so they could have just sporadically just start shooting up, but they did not. They took the rope down, the kids started mixing, black with white, boys with boys, girls with girls, whatever, just people enjoying themselves. And that was kind of a breakthrough for not just only the Miracles, but for all the rest of the artists that were there that particular day. So it was like groundbreaking. If it had been like the time of today, it would have been world news, breaking news tonight. Guess what happened?